So, what if today we talk about women I strongly advise you not to get involved with? I've compiled a list for you of 8 specific types of women to avoid, to run from, and not to date. Today, as you might guess, we'll be talking about women who are incapable of offering you a healthy and stable relationship. In short, those you should beware of. But note, this does not mean that they are all evil, bad, or toxic. It means that there are women who, at the moment you meet them, are simply not ready, not inclined, or not in the mood to build a relationship without unnecessary headaches and problems. In this text, I will tell you about the behavior of such women that should alert you, and it's up to you to decide. Run from them or tell yourself, okay, I've been warned, I'll be on guard, and give her a chance. Why not? After all, this doesn't mean these women will stay this way forever. I remind you, if at the moment you just met her she behaves exactly like this, the situation can always change. So you can leave, you can give her a chance and the benefit of the doubt, or you can, of course, try to guide her in the right direction. The first type of women you should be wary of are those who talk exclusively about the past. They are very often fixated on past events. And when I say past, I don't just mean their exes. They might tell you about their childhood, about things they used to do, and it all constantly sounds in the past tense. Listen closely, and you'll realize that such a girl most likely has no plans. She is not very comfortable in her present or near future. She is completely turned towards the past, which is a sure sign of people in a depressed state. It's a sign of those who absolutely cannot be relied upon in the future, or with whom anything serious can be built. Obviously, she has some unresolved issues and is unable to move on. You know, it's the type of people who delude themselves into thinking that if they go on dates and someone appears in their lives, everything will immediately get better. Of course, healing doesn't come from someone who suddenly appears in your life. It must come from within ourselves. But she continues to feed this illusion. So be careful, because very often women who only talk about the past are emotionally unstable. I'll go even further. When such girls are fixated on their already rich past, there's simply no room left in their lives for you. At least no room for a romantic partner. These are girls who clearly have issues, so the most you can hope for next to them is the role of a friend, confidant, or pseudo-therapist. You understand? This is not at all what you want, and being her therapist is not your responsibility. Therefore, naturally, you don't belong by her side. It's impossible to build anything with her, and she herself is unlikely to be able to love you. And if she does allow you to love her, that would already be a miracle. In short, avoid them. The second, and it does. So, there are such types, and frankly, girls who only talk about themselves and are not interested in you are around for completely wrong reasons. If it's not about biological clocks and a rush, they might be around simply to heal their narcissistic wounds. I don't want to say they are narcissistic perverts, but these are girls who use you. They just need to feel that they exist in someone's eyes. They need to feel beautiful, desired, and here you are. So wonderful, ready for anything, and she just takes advantage of this opportunity. Be careful, because in the long run, such a girl will bring you nothing good. You will only be there to give, and she will not show genuine interest in you. This would be hurtful, and in any case, it is an extremely unbalanced relationship. The third, in short, for her, this is a sign of emotional instability and indecisiveness. She cannot make a decision, which means she clearly does not have strong feelings for you. It can also be a sign that such girls may, I emphasize, may, not all of them, simply be manipulating you. Here we are already entering the territory of gold diggers, mercenary individuals, and so on. In general, if the push and pull game doesn't last long, it's normal, it's part of the game. However, if it drags on for a long time, it's already abnormal. Be on your guard. Fourth, there are girls who seem to be around, but also not. When she's with you, everything is just super. You have a great time. She's always very sweet, full of enthusiasm, energy. Everything goes just wonderfully. But when you're not around, or rather, when you're not together, she disappears or keeps her distance. You see, this is the type of girl with ghosting behavior. I don't even know what else to call it. This is a typical girl who doesn't want a relationship yet. She's still very independent, and at the moment you meet her, she's simply incapable of settling down and planning something serious with you. Therefore, when you're not around, she returns to her freedom and the habits of a free girl. But when you are together, she enjoys what's happening. This doesn't mean she's insincere with you, understand correctly. It simply means that with you she has a great time, and without you she enjoys her freedom. And you'll notice this because there's no classic push and pull here. When you're together, everything is always great, but in messages or at a distance, she's withdrawn and doesn't invest much in communication. Although, when she does reply, she always does it sweetly. Do you understand what I mean? Fifth, you know, of course, if you immediately make it clear to her that this is a problem for you, the situation may change. If she likes you, you will see that she will make an effort in this matter. But if she likes you, and you remain silent about the fact that this does not suit you, be sure that she will keep this flaw to herself. And if this is really important to you, it can become a source of huge conflicts in the future. So pay attention to this. The sixth, look, such an escape strategy is also a very bad sign. In a normal situation, she should engage in a conversation with you, even if it's difficult or painful. There's a huge difference between someone who makes contact, even if she's very uncomfortable. After all, not all topics are pleasant to discuss. And someone who avoids it at all costs. If she refuses to talk, it means something is wrong. It means she feels guilty and is unable to look you in the eye during the conversation, cannot defend her point of view or justify her actions. Perhaps she realizes she messed up somewhere, that maybe she played with you a little, that she probably shouldn't have teased you and given you false hope. Do you understand what I mean? So this is also, as a rule, a potential source of problems, and later on, even if such girls are not at fault in any way, it may turn out that they simply have a passive-aggressive personality. That is, she constantly avoids conflicts under any circumstances, but one fine day, when something goes wrong, oh, it will be difficult. A torrent of complaints will be unleashed upon you, and you won't even understand where it came from. Moreover, these will be grievances from 100 years ago, because she has been accumulating it all inside. It will burst out in her behavior, and there will still be no opportunity to discuss everything normally. As you understand, building a relationship with such a girl will be very difficult in the future. The seventh, of course, such a girl. And if you don't give them what they need, if you deny them or can't bring them to their senses quickly enough, and it's not easy to bring such girls to their senses quickly, they will simply go looking for that attention elsewhere, and that's when you'll find that your girlfriend starts flirting and playing games with other men. Or perhaps, right now, you are that guy who is being teased and given false hope by such a girl with narcissistic trauma, even though she is currently in a relationship with someone else. Do you And finally, the eighth point, I would strongly advise you to run from all those women who communicate exclusively through scandals. Yes, there are real professionals when it comes to quarrels, drama queens, call them what you will. In short, these are women who simply don't know how to interact except by jumping into battle. If this is not the communication style you prefer or are used to, I advise you to leave as soon as you notice the slightest potential for aggression in her manner of communication. That is, she will easily become defensive when something goes wrong. But it's one thing to be offended and withdraw into yourself, and quite another to bristle and show aggression. Do you understand? Pay close attention to such behavior, because in the future, communicating with such girls will be, to put it mildly, quite difficult. Passions will constantly escalate, and you won't get any constructive outcomes. So if you don't need such a roller coaster, pay attention to such details. I think we've covered all the main points. I want to emphasize again. Yes, I've drawn you 8 portraits of women who don't look too flattering. But let's be clear, not all women are like that. Please, don't distort your perception. Don't assume all women are the same. And don't look for a catch from the very first second. Agreed? There are still a lot of women out there with perfectly healthy minds, despite their past, some problems, and so on. There are women whose behavior might create future problems, but these are minor trifles. It only requires a small adjustment, simply setting boundaries. And note, such boundary adjustment is an absolutely normal phenomenon in interpersonal relationships, and it's not at all about you being a man and her being a woman. It's simply that when we interact with someone and something goes wrong, it's perfectly normal to adjust the situation so that both are comfortable. Understand? This is also your task. Sometimes it's enough to just slightly indicate your boundaries.